recently asked in a casual conversation, "What kinds of issues do you all work on?" In large part, we work on supporting healthy relationships, seeking to address intimate partner violence, domestic violence. I began to explain the work that we do at the Sikh Family Center, a community-based nonprofit that I co-founded and currently direct. His response was one I've heard all too often, a nearly universal expression of pity, sympathy. Well, people may be in terrible situations, but those circumstances don't define them. I tried to continue, but he had already moved on. An internal is understandable, perhaps. The reality of people all across the globe and all around us being subjected to gender-based violence. 1 in 3 women, according to the World Health Organization, and that too most often being hurt by someone they know, is truly a devastating reality. It should shake us all, but is just not enough. Why? Allows us to think, I'm a good person, I feel bad for someone else, but it does not always move us to action. Also relies on our reflexive reaction to situations as we understand them. Things that sadden us or things that immediately revolt us. But being limited to our understanding also necessarily means being limited to our experiences and thus also our personal prejudices. Take the judge who denied a petition brought by a woman claiming domestic violence and later then privately turned to her law clerks in her chambers to say, "I've done this a long time and that woman was too loud and was too angry to be a victim. And Asians are not that loud." Or take the policeman who told me in an emergency room that a teenage rape victim was not to be believed because girls from rough black neighborhoods like hers do not freeze, they fight. Or take the teenager who could not believe that his favorite mentor had harassed female classmates because well-educated family men don't do that. Take the son who can't believe that his elderly mother has been committing violence against others in the family. She's pious, gentle, she's my rock. System-wide or personal prejudices excuse those closest to us, those with whom we share privileges or advantages in life. And at the same time, we expect others who are vulnerable, who are hurting, to also act, perform in a way that induces the response in us. This burden is misplaced. It's incompatible with creating a world of loving collective well-being. Our fates inspire us to do more, to be more. Allow me to now take you to a party, the shindig of the season. A wealthy businessman, a lavish host, a lavish home, a guest list that was limited, the invites were coveted. The businessman had sought out a motley crowd, wanted the wise and sophisticated of the town, including the newest visitor to the town, a thought leader, a mystic, a reputed creative thinker. The intriguing invitee, Guru Nanak, the first Sikh guru in the 15th century. The businessman was shocked when Guru Nanak never showed. Worse yet, Guru Nanak accepted an invitation to go dine over a simple meal with another host, the town carpenter. Now remember, South Asia then, even more so than now, was mired in the caste system. And carpenters were considered lower caste, lower social stature, supposedly, in stark contrast to the self-serving caste status of the wealthy businessman. The outraged businessman sought out Guru Nanak, demanding, "How dare you skip my feast?" The fable goes that Nanak calmly responded through a simple illustration. He took a roti bread prepared from the businessman's home in one hand and a roti prepared in the carpenter's home in his other hand, and he squeezed. Milk droplets appeared from the roti in the carpenter's home. Blood droplets appeared from the roti prepared in the businessman's home. Interpreted as, Guru Nanak explained to the businessman Pago that the man he spites for his low station and lack of money, so-called low caste, the carpenter, earned an honest living. But the money of the businessman, what he prides himself over, had been earned by sucking the sweat and blood of others, exploiting them to amass his personal wealth. How then could Nanak feast on this roti? Guru Nanak did not or pity Lalo and then kowtow party with Pago. Guru Nanak did not ask the businessman Pago to pity Lalo either. Nor did Guru Nanak employ compassion as some sort of excuse for the businessman Pago. Oh, he's good at art, just in the wrong business. Guru Nanak did show solidarity and love for the world through his actions. Guru Nanak did not live Lalo's life, walk in his shoes, sharing his social ostracism. Yet he was able to express his solidarity in a simple but profound way by breaking bread with Lalo. He protested the exploitation by Pago by boycotting his party. And then, when Pago expressed remorse much later and was ready to stand accountable and change his ways, Guru Nanak was able to offer forgiveness and embrace him too. This story reminds us of the transformative power of faith in action and challenges us to consider how can we redirect our to those who abuse power and use our action to challenge attitudes, policies, beliefs that are unjust and unfair. And how can we do this consistently, regardless of whether those who are in power and those who are abusing are of the same faith background, the same skin color, the same gender, sex, etc. as us? And can we then also have it in our heart to embrace others should they truly wish to change and take responsibility for their actions? Like many spiritual leaders, Guru Nanak and the 9 Sikh gurus who followed him exemplified upliftment for all, not as pity, not as charity, but as a right. And all abuses of power must be confronted. Afghanistan is now in our overspilling hearts. The current events are appalling. Minorities, Hazaras, Afghani Sikhs, Hindus, Christians are vulnerable, reportedly already being attacked. Many women, many activists are scrambling. At the same time, the predictions of what is to come at the hands of the newest rulers of Afghanistan does not absolve the former invaders or ruling powers. Farida je tu akal latif kale likhna lekh apne girewan mein sir neeva kar dekh. O Farid, if you are sensible, write not of the nefarious deeds of others before you lower your head down your collar to look within. Words by Sheikh Farid, immortalized in the sacred Sikh text, the Guru Granth Sahib, at 1378. We must look within. Our cannot be reserved only for victims of violence that is perpetrated by others. What about violence perpetrated by our own soldiers, our own governments, our own leaders, or our own friends, our own brothers, our own fathers, even our own faith leaders? We never actually walk in someone else's shoes, even if we might literally fit in their shoes. But we can walk alongside them, and we can break bread alongside them. And we can hope for a world where we all move in the same general direction, led by our hearts and the unconditional solidarity that refuses to turn away, that solidarity that doesn't turn away even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Sat Sri Akal. Truth is timeless.